Hey guys, this is What If, Guts from Berserk was an Akame Got Killed Part 2. Now, this has been long awaited. And honestly, guys, I mainly have been putting this off hold for a while because mainly, let's just say I'm broke. I'm broke and my Hulu account expired. And I was not able to check up and do a little bit of my watching on Akame Got Killed. Because my let's just say, my information on Akame Got Killed, it's rusty. But let's just dive right into this fan fiction. Let's get into it. Last time we left off, basically we see that Guts and Tatsume would have been picked up by Night Raid. Guts and Tatsume, in this continuity later on, we will realize that they would get a little bit of a rundown about Night Raid and about everything they're doing and about the Revolutionary Army and basically what they're going to be doing against the corrupt and horrible, unjust acts that are happening in the capital. And they need their help to do it. As they see, Tatsume has potential and Guts is already incredibly strong and even gave Bro a run for his money. So what happened is, Bro, or if you know his name, Big Bro, whatever, I forgot his real name, but the armored guy from the first episode, or from Akame Got Killed, would have introduced himself outside of his suit, being around the same height as Guts. Guts would have introduced himself to everybody, talking about his past and all those other things, but eventually they would all basically pan towards Tatsume. Tatsume would have introduced himself as well. Eventually they would give them the opportunity to join them or not, as Guts would have accepted it instantly, knowing that this is probably the best choice he can do because everything else in this universe to him seems very corrupt, and him just living a carefree world or life on the outskirts of this world doesn't seem so, let's just say, appealing to him personally, as he knows maybe this is a way for him to get back to his Earth if their powers or abilities could help him in some sort of way. They would eventually introduce or tell them about Imperial arms a lot earlier on in the continuity, as eventually, basically, they would have thought Guts' sword was an Imperial arm, and it's similar to one, but let's just say Guts' powers and his ability of the sword just built up in his own universe, because let's be real, he can literally use his sword to cut through literal phantoms because it's been imbued in so much demon blood over the years, in so much blood in general over the decades and time he's used it. It's been drenched in so much blood and chaos and carnage that it basically became spiritual, so it can literally slice through people like Danny Phantom, bro. I mean, like, it's insane, bro, how gruesome this dude Guts is. He literally has done crazy, outrageous shit to win a fight. I mean, goddamn! But we see that he just talks to everybody. It's eventually, they are told to walk away as I'm getting ready for another What If I'm making earlier or later today. Guts walks to his room as Tatsume walks to his. Tatsume and Guts look at each other as they try to talk to each other, mainly Tatsume tries to talk to Guts, as Guts just shuns him off, walking into his room, keeping to himself, and starting to polish his armor, and basically keep to himself, trying to think the best possible solution on what to do here. Eventually, he gets interrupted the next day, as they would start their training for both of them. Didn't think they needed to train them, but Guts already having a lot of training in just semi-fighting and going after targets, as he doesn't really need too much, let's just say debriefing, but he doesn't a little debriefing on how this world works. So what happened is they would get sent off their first mission, mainly Tatsume actually getting sent off his first mission, thinking that they needed Tatsume to do a little bit more training, as Tatsume would have been sent off to kill one of the, ambassadors for the general or the army of, the Imperial Guard, or the, basically, Empire. As he would have killed him pretty easily, basically taking him out pretty quickly, as he would have been taken out, as Tatsume would have been praised on the way back to the Night Raid, hideout. As Guts would have seen Tatsume's skill and also seen him as a young version of himself in some ways, not personality-wise, but seeing that he had a grit to him. He had a level of motivation to him that he could make into a unrelenting flame in his heart. And Guts saw potential in him, and he wanted to explore that potential with him and try to make it better with the help of himself. And this is what I'm talking about, how Tatsume will basically, well, let's just say it, will be trained by Guts and literally become similar to him, and making his character a lot different than in continuity. We can switch to Guts. In the forest, train Tatsume how to use a more heavier sword and trying to train his body into be more toned and a lot more perfected. He already has great hand-to-hand sword fighting skills and has a lot of potential that needs to be unlocked even more so. And he wants to improve on Tatsume's skills, but also improve and give him other skills he's learned through the years. So they're to train and train, as Tatsume is literally getting boxed up day by day by Guts and getting ripped to shreds by Guts. As Guts is just teaching him and telling him that he needs to become stronger, he needs to put more stance into himself. And he needs to figure out, he needs to know that winning costs everything. You can't go into a fight without laying down everything you have to win, no matter what it is. Your arm, your leg, your heart, your stomach, your chest, whatever it takes. As Guts would eventually tell Tatsume that they're done for the day after a couple more days, as Tatsume would have been limping back, as his body would be in so much pain and I mean so sore. Like, literally, Tatsume's been doing the equivalent of a marathon every single day for the last 3 days. So we get switched to the day next later in the morning, as Tatsume and the rest of the crew will be, well, informed that it was some strays around the area that they probably would come across their camp or their base, as they need to take them down and take them out very quickly before they went off to tell the rest of the capital where they were. Basically, relevantly, if one of them got away, they're dead. As they would have ran down there trying to take down these, well, scholars, or I guess just randos, as Tatsume would have booked it. Tatsume would have booked it alongside Guts, as Guts would have told him that he got faster and he's been becoming stronger. As Tatsume's train has done over the span of about 3 days and more. So basically simple, Tatsume's been doing a lot of training, a lot of intense training with Guts. Pause. Not like that. No Diddy. My glorious King Guts is not like that. He's not like that. At least I don't think so. But he's not like that, bro. He's not like that. But we see that Guts and Tatsume make their way down there alongside Bro, as Bro would have introduced himself to them, also telling them to call him Bro, as Guts would have said, "I'm not calling you that." But him saying, you'll call me that eventually. They start to run off, as he eventually shows them his imperial arms and shows them their true power, as he starts to literally, go through these bandits like it's nothing. We see that Guts says, nice little party trick, as he takes out his sword and starts swinging it through actual blades of... He starts swinging through literal chucks of grassland. Cutting these trees down, making a massacre, bro. It is insane. Tatsume is in shock, and Guts is literally his hero, bro. Guts is absolutely mowing through these assassins and mowing through these bandits like it's nothing. One of the bandits, or one of the people, try to run up behind Guts and try to take him out, as Tatsume tries to jump in, but he's a little bit too slow since his body's still sore from the intense training they've been doing the last couple days. As Guts does a little bit of a sidestep, going over the man's punch or stab, as he takes out his, robotic arm and shoots a whole ass shotgun barrel in this man's chest. Boing, bro. Sends that man to the gulag. Guts proceeds to absolutely just dominate the rest of them, as they're shocked and also really impressed by his sheer strength and speed. Everybody else does their work and basically does light work and takes these guys out with minimum to no difficulty. We get switched away from them, as we get switched all the way back to the next couple days, and nothing equivalent happens. The fishing scene between Tatsume and akame does never happen, but it does happen between Guts and Tatsume, since they actually did a lot more training together, and Guts also was trained a little bit by Akame, but he would have realized, and Akame would realize very quickly, that their speed and strength was very, very one-sided. And also, Agame had different skill sets and different powers, and her ability was all about dodging and precise cuts and slashes. But majority of all her slashes and cuts would have been deflected by Guts' robotic arm, keeping his distance away, knowing her true power of her blade from early on, putting two to two together using his common sense on her power of her blade against the other people or guards he saw at the tower, the castle he was taken in next to Tatsume earlier on in the series. Now we see that we see that Guts and Tatsume would have gone back to training. Though eventually he interrupted one day, as they would have been told that Tatsume needed to go into the city alongside Mine. As Mine would have told Tatsume that they could go into the city and basically do a little bit of reconnaissance on how the city is doing. Now they wouldn't know anything about Guts or Tatsume, since none of them are fugitives, or none of their papers are up on the wall. We see that between pretty much Mine and Tatsume, their day goes basically the same. Nothing really changes, since Tatsume's character isn't different. He doesn't have a cool new watch. He isn't a different race or different species. He doesn't have a Green Lantern ring, which is one of my what ifs I want to do. You know, what if Tatsume was a Green Lantern? You guys want to see that? Hit me up in the comments. But yeah, so basically their story doesn't really change too much, but they do get a little bit of a rundown about Mine's backstory and about how she was treated differently and horribly because she had foreign blood in her as a child. As eventually we could switch back to Guts. As Guts would have been doing training, as he would have been interrupted by the leader of Night Raid. As she would have talked to them, eventually them kind of having a underlying relationship, or not underlying relationship, but basically her having a type of attraction towards Guts. As Guts would have felt that, but his heart, his past, keeping him from actually trying to act on these subconscious feelings he had towards them. As they would have been talking since the first day, not talking, but them basically, I guess, talking to each other by small remarks like, how your day doing, hey, or bumping into each other at random times throughout the night, as they would have been going to the restroom. Not they, but Guts would have been going to the restroom at night. As they would have tried, or she mainly would have tried to press herself, not on him, but trying to talk to him, trying to figure out who he is. As they would have talked to each other more and more throughout the couple of days, but Guts keeping his distance away from her, knowing that he could never really open his heart to her. Not the way he could to his last love. So we see that Guts walks away as she tries to press him for a little bit more information about himself, but he just keeps it to himself and walks away from the grass area or the field him and Tatsume have been training for the last couple days. As he walks away and lands his sword in his bed, as he sits down into a chair, it starts to reminisce about his old life and about Griffin. So we get switched away from Guts' story a little bit more. We get switched to a mission a couple of time later. As Guts and Tatsume and everybody else have been put on this mission, basically doing an assassination mission on some sort of low-life thug of a rich man in the Empire. Very corrupt. They had to kill him, and they killed him pretty easily. They were able to take him down, but the guards quickly came after them after they saw the projectile and saw how they just killed basically the person they're supposed to be guarding. And one of the leader of the guards would have catched up to Mine and Tatsume and started boxing them up. Tatsume would have been fighting the guard, but him getting easily starting to get swatted away. But Tatsume would have started to go into overdrive and started to pull out that Ultra Instinct's Guts berserk type level of strength and speed he's been building up for the last couple days and last couple of weeks. As eventually they would have been fighting against each other, as their speed and strength would have been actually equal. His skill and their levels of skill being completely different, but still them being able to hold each other against each other's strength and speed. As Tatsume would have been trained with the strength and speed of Guts, an absolute crazy and just idiotic levels of brute strength, as they would have been hitting against each other. Tatsume couldn't use the same techniques Guts does because he doesn't have a huge giant sword that's built for slaying freaking dragons, but he does have the advantage of being able to be trained to wield big ass swords like the Demon Slayer. But he's able to use that strength and speed he's been building up in his arms to basically move his blade at almost light speed's level of speed and projectile. Like, literally, he's able to move his sword faster than the eye can see, or faster than anybody else can keep up. So his skill level has been increased by a lot, just by the butterfly effect of him being trained by Guts. Him fighting against him again and again and again, but eventually them getting overwhelmed, or him getting overwhelmed because of the sheer strength of this dude, or not strength, but mainly the sheer technique of him hitting all the weak and open parts of basically Tatsume. Tatsume would have been stabbed by this guy having the assassin type of, or like Assassins, like the game, type of hidden blade on his wrist, stabbing it into Tatsume's arm. As Tatsume would have used his arm and basically would have literally, filleted his arm open, getting closer to the dude and headbutting the shit out of him. Him having that mentality, win no matter what, and take your opponent down no matter what, type Guts type instinct. Like, bro was using his body as a meat shield at this point. Eventually, he would have been overwhelmed by the level of beating he was getting, as the dude was about to finish it off, as Tatsume was about to finish him off as well, pause, with a sidestep type of blade cut. I guess he was going to do like a dodge, sidestep, and then cut him in the freaking forehead. Like, stab his blade straight to his noggin, but at the same time he probably would get sidestepped, or basically assassin jab dead in the throat, killing both of them. But before that would happen, Guts arrived, and this is where shit goes sideways real fast for this dude, because this martial artist, he's cooked. He's done. As soon as Guts showed up on the move, he was cooked from the beginning. Dude tries to fight him saying, what do you think you're going to do? As he's already tuckered out from fighting Tatsume. But he tries to go in the maximum overdrive time to take him down. As Guts absolutely strikes this dude down, smites him down with the force of 1,000 gods. Like, bro smites that nigga down. He's done. He's cooked. He's filleted, matter of fact. He's filleted. He's sushi. He's sushi cut. He's done. Bro cut up like literal fragments of rice. Like, bro is cooked. Bro is chicken filleted. He's done. Bro is skinned. He's done. He got cut into two. Bro got that I don't even know treatment, bro. Bro got that laser down to the middle Homelander treatment. Like, bro got done dirty. But we see that the martial artist gets absolutely destroyed by Guts with one singular slash of that big ass sword that he came out of nowhere, because the dude didn't even knows the big ass sword on Guts' back. As Guts would have taken him down with a single swing of his sword. As everybody would be shocked by this huge display of strength and speed. As they wouldn't even notice how strong and fast Guts literally just took out his blade like it was nothing and just sliced it down the man's body like a middle. Like, literally divided that dude. Divided him like a math equation, bro. But enough about that. Later, we can switch to the other mission with Bulat. Not Bulat, but we can switch to this psychopathic. Oh my god, this dude is weird, bro. Man's giving me Joker vibes. You're the heinous acts Joker has done. You don't even want to know what Joker's done. Bro, this is like off topic. But Joker, once a guy worked for him, right? Just for him talking out of tone, Joker slept with his wife.
Oh, hell no!
Also did it against her will. Killed children and women in front of him. And then skinned him alive. Bro, what? What was that? Batman needs to take him out. What is he doing? Oh, he could be rehabilitated. Nigga, man, shut your ass up. You know you capping, bro. You just want to fight him more. You got a bromance going on and you just don't want to give it up. Oh, bro, that's why I hate Batman. I don't care what y'all say. Batman's so cool. Batman's so cool. Prep time. Oh my god, man, shut the fuck up. At least Spider-Man, if one of his villains did something that heinous, he would kill them. Let's forget about it. Spider-Man, oh, he doesn't kill. Let's be real here. If it really came down to it, he would take the Joker out permanently. But back to the story, bro. I'm getting off topic. But back to the story. So we can switch to, well, the psychopathic dude. And they are getting active. So we see that they're in the capital trying to figure out what's going on and trying to camp it out and basically do a watch out for this dude, because he's been racking up a little bit of a spike of activity around this area at night. After they start to case out the scene, as Guts is basically chilling over on the other far side, as he senses something weird going on. He looks around as he doesn't see anything, but he hears a scream. As we see that, we get switched back to Tatsumi, and the same thing would have happened to Tatsumi. Tatsumi would have been tricked by this dude's imperial arms, being all the way lured to a big coliseum area, and basically hugging his friend, his old friend that, well, we saw got murked. I mean, sent to the gulag, the first episode, the first part of the series. His friend that he left the village with. Basically, he gets hit with a vision of this girl and hugs her, saying, "I'm so sorry, I thought you were gone," as he gets shown that he's just hugging up on a big jacked, muscular, all might copycat dude. He jumps back and basically is kind of just afraid. We get shown that basically this guy's imperial arm is he can literally make you see things and also can read your mind. So you're cooked. You can't fight this dude without thinking. And half of the time, it's only a few selected people, like Michelangelo, that can fight without thinking. Like, bro. But they start to go ham, Billy Duty crazy up in this. As we know, all from earlier on in the episode, or all earlier on in the part of the video, that Tatsume's been trained by Guts the last few days, actually months now, as he basically knows for a fact that he's stronger and faster than Canon Tatsume now. And around, let's say, near as peak as Tatsume can get without his imperial arm, he soon gets from Bulak later on in the series. But I don't know, guys. Should I give him the imperial arm, or should I just make him literally just a apprentice to Guts and eventually make him into a version of Guts at the end of the series? But I don't know, guys. Should I make him OP and give him Guts training plus in imperial arms? I don't know, man. But we see that Tatsume would have been trying to fight this guy using his Guts training against him, as he would have started to absolutely demolish this dude the first half, and this dude would have chuckled after him unleashing all of his strength and his willpower, as he would have said, "That's all you got?" As he absolutely pimp slaps Tatsume, because he ain't the main character in this continuity. No, he's not. What is this? What is this video called? What if Guts was in Agami got killed? Let's get into it. So we see that Guts sees him from afar as he jumps in. The guy looks over as basically Guts hits him with a huge slice. The guy dodges narrowly, having his hair get a little, a little nice trim, you know what I'm saying? A little nice snip. As let's say Guts was trying to snip off something else. Something with his teeth and eyes and his eyeballs attached to them, Trying to hit him with the, so off with his head special. Supreme style, too. But Guts gets back on his footing and looks over to him, saying that that's enough from you, dude. That's enough from you. Not dude. He's not a millennial. So we see that Guts starts to fight against him as the fight gets real intense. Pause. So they start to fight. They start to go ham crazy up in this bitch. Excuse my language. But they start to go crazy. They're starting to fight. And even as Guts is throwing these slashes and gut punches, basically he's starting to throw in kicks mid sword fight. Bo is bonkers, as the guy's like impressed but also confused as fuck, because Guts is throwing slashes, kicks, and punches while sword fighting. Who does that, bro? Guts. That's what he does. He fights like a freaking insane man, bro. He has no fear. He's him. He starts to fight and fight and fight. As let's get a little bit more into the narration. As they're trying to go the guy goes for a left hook, right hook, down uppercut with the blades on his wrist. He dodges the first two. Guts dodges the first two. Blocks the third one with his sword, using it as a freaking shield since it's so freaking big. And basically picks it up because it mainly weighs nothing to him. And absolutely slashes this dude in the absolute organ. I mean, it goes halfway through his body and then stops as a guy grabs the blade and trying to stop it using all of his force. I mean, his adrenaline is pumping through his blood right now, pumping through his veins. As Guts says, "You're scared, aren't you?" As the guy starts to get real pissed off, saying, you idiot, you imbecile," and he starts to fight him even more, getting real sloppy with his fighting technique too. He starts to fight against Guts, as Guts starts to dodge and weave and do uppercuts and dodges and left hooks as he's dodging and as he's fighting. He's like actually just actively boxing this dude as his blade is just sticking out of him as well. So the dude's obviously, and I mean obviously, tuckered out and also being weighed down by this huge mammoth of a sword that's probably 2-3 tons. I mean, goddamn. But he's literally getting weighed down as pretty much Guts says that's enough for you. As he grabs his handle after dodging a few more left hooks and right hooks with the blades by the guy and basically finishes off the cut, cutting him into two completely, separating his vertebrae type shit. Absolutely cuts him into like a sushi band, not down the middle, turns him into a Russian nesting doll, cooks him alive, absolutely chicken fillets him, turn this man into a Popeye's biscuit because he got divided in two, put a little honey in the middle, put a little jelly, matter of fact, in the middle, that strawberry jelly, you know what I'm saying, but he gets absolutely done dirty. And Guts literally just stands there hitting one of the craziest poses, earning about 50 million thousand order points right then and there. So he starts to walk off, helping up Tatsume. As Tatsume starts to geek on this man's dick. I mean, he starts to geek on him, bro. He starts to say, "You're so cool. You're so awesome. Thank you. Thank you, my glorious king. Thank you." Like, he starts to meat right the absolute hell out of him. And I can't blame him. It's Guts from Berserk. No, you can't touch my mans. My mans. I'm playing. But enough about that. So, around that time, he gets switched to, well, Guts and the rest of the crew just chilling. As they start to interrogate a little bit on Guts and how he's so well in training and how he's so good at sword fighting when they barely heard about him. He says that he's from a faraway land that none of you probably know about. As they start to ask more questions about why are you helping us to begin with, as he says that he wants to help him because he knows how corrupt this place could be and how corrupt, let's just say, empires and people in general can be. As he gets switched to them getting another mission, as it's some sort of new Imperial arms or new, basically, I guess, fighter within this area. As they get told that it's some sort of white-haired man that's on the Empire's side and is doing a huge organization, or not huge organization, but a huge, basically, I guess, trade-off with other places for resources on the coast of some sort of docking area. They go over there and they start to cope out the scene as they get ready. Tatsumi and Guts, Mine and Bro are put on the mission alongside Akame. Everybody else is put on other missions, but they start to jump around as they are over the dock area as they're chilling, as they're in the shadows, as eventually Guts opens his eyes bright wide. As Tatsumi is confused on how Guts just looks actually scared, like he looks like he's actually about to lock in, like he's actually about to really fight. I mean, not hold back, I mean really fight. As Guts is looking closer, as he sees his old friend, Griffin. So I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a blessed day. I said I was going to make this video about like an hour long, but I don't know if I reached the 30-minute mark or the 20-minute mark. I don't know. I genuinely do not know because I cut my videos up a lot. I do a lot. Let's just say random talking. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a blessed day. I'm hitting you guys with a double upload with What If Calum with Spider-Man. So check that out. See you guys later. Deuces.